The man is sneaking some chocolate. He leans over, scoops up a spoonful, but before he can even taste it, his foot slips and falls straight into a 10-meter deep vat. When rescuers arrive, only his face sticks out.
Form!
To stop the chocolate from hardening, the boiler keeps heating it. The thick chocolate presses on his body, making it hard for his blood to flow. The firefighters set up a ladder, try to pull him out. The chocolate is too thick, pulling him back down, like the quicksand. No one knows what to do, so they try to keep him breathing first.
Try to bite this tube with your tongue so you don't lose it. Okay, good.
Just then, Captain brings a machine, pumping liquid into the vat.
It's cocoa butter. Tempers the chocolate, decreases the viscosity.
The two stir hard, and the chocolate becomes less sticky. The firefighters pull again, and the man slowly rises. Seeing this works, they stir even faster. At last, he is out. He's probably never eating chocolate again. Students got stuck on the school bus, but the firefighters didn't come to help.
Why aren't you helping us? Cesium-137, and it's a radioactive material.
The kid with glasses was really smart. Right after hearing that, he closed the bus window. 10 minutes ago, there was a car crash on the road. But what was worse than kids being stuck? The crashed truck was carrying something that can cause cancer. The firefighters put on special suits, but when they got close, their tools told them to stop. The firefighters didn't know what to do. Then, the truck driver spoke up. He said he could help move the dangerous stuff. His daughter always thought he was a scientist, but really, he was just a driver for a science lab. He wanted to show his daughter, even if you're not a scientist, you can still be a hero and save people. The firefighters said yes. He moved the dangerous stuff away. The kids were safe, but then, he passed out. Luckily, he was taken to the hospital. What a great dad.
Tornado! Everybody take cover!
A tornado comes out of nowhere, but a woman who just had a car crash is still stuck inside her car. What should she do? The firefighters run away, but the girl's boyfriend runs toward her, trying to save her, and then... When the tornado stops, the firefighters run back right away to check on the boy, but the boy didn't know how strong the tornado really was. He didn't make it. When the firefighters go back to check on the woman in the car, she's gone. Then, the firefighters get a call from a teammate. You won't believe it. The woman in her car showed up at a wedding, 30 kilometers away, and she's not hurt at all. A real miracle.
911, what's your emergency?
My boy got stuck in the brush.
The boss said he told him so many times, turn off the power before cleaning, but the guy just wouldn't listen. He was busy listening to music. When the firefighters got there,
Sir, can you hear me? Yeah.
looks like he was still lost in the music. After they put him on the ambulance, suddenly they heard Buck laughing inside. He told the boss, rewind the tape. Then, they tried so hard not to laugh, but they just couldn't stop. Even the boss couldn't hold it in. What happened ahead? When the firefighters arrived, the man was nowhere to be seen. Only the train driver had been rescued. Just as the firefighters were discussing how to put out the fire completely, a sudden horn sound broke the silence. They followed the sound and finally found its source between the gaps in the train. The firefighters quickly crawled in. To their surprise, they found the man they thought had been lost. Although he was awake, he couldn't move. His chest was pinned down by the massive train car, and his legs were stuck on both sides of the steering wheel. To free him, the firefighters first removed the steering wheel. Then, they lifted the metal plate off his chest. But the moment they did, the man passed out. It turned out that removing the metal plate caused trapped fluid, which had built up due to the long time pressure, to suddenly rush to his heart, making him lose consciousness. Without wasting a second, the firefighters used a syringe to drain the fluid from around his heart. Finally, the man woke up and was successfully rescued. If you always charge your laptop on your bed, pay attention. A woman gets up to use the bathroom. The charger overheats and sets the bed sheets on fire. Within minutes, the entire house is in flames. The firefighters charge straight into it. Thick smoke fills the house, making it almost impossible to see. They search the kitchen and living room, but there's no sign of the woman. Finally, they push open the bathroom door. She's curled up in the corner, barely conscious. A firefighter covers her nose and mouth with a wet towel and carries her outside.
Was there anyone else inside with you?
Without hesitation, the firefighters rush back into the flames. A faint sound catches their attention. There's still a life to save. They follow the noise to a couch, pull it back, a tiny dog, covered in soot. His tag reading Charlie. The firefighters exchange a relieved smile, then scoop up the pup and bring him outside. The woman hugs Charlie tightly as the crowd erupts in applause. The firefighters wrap up another successful mission. A man is pinned under his own car, and he's been stuck like that for 2 hours. The firefighters arrive, but instead of rushing to get him out, they just pull up the handbrake. The man freaks out. He wants to be rescued now, but what he doesn't realize is, he's only still alive because the car is pressing on his wound, keeping him from bleeding out. The second they move the car, he's dead. The only way to save him is to get a mobile surgery unit, so they can operate the moment he's freed. But the captain says they don't have the clearance for that. But the firefighters manage to secure one of these medevacs. They explain the situation to the man, but halfway through, he coughs up a mouthful of blood. That's when his wife shows up, and instead of asking how he's doing, she immediately snaps at the firefighters.
Slow down.
Why
Slow
is
down.
this car still on him?
The man tells her to breathe, forces a smile, and starts giving his final instructions. Meanwhile, the surgery truck finally arrives. The firefighters waste no time, getting everything ready in minutes. It's time. They start moving the car. His wife can't bring herself to watch, so she just stands there, singing his favorite song. Moments later, they get him onto the surgical unit. The doctor moves fast, opens up his chest, clamps the artery in time. The truck takes off toward the hospital. At the skating rink, a car suddenly caught on fire. Is that a fire truck now? When the firefighters arrived, the burning car was heading toward an old man. Luckily, the old man dodged the flaming car. As the fire got bigger, the firefighters rushed in to save the old man. Though they successfully pulled him out, the burning car was still sliding around the skating rink. The firefighters stood in one spot, and as the car came close, they sprayed it with a fire extinguisher. But after spraying hundreds of times, they still couldn't put the fire out. In the end, they had to put on skates themselves. And finally put the fire out together. Can you skate?
A car is hanging 40 meters up. The driver is stuck up there too. How did he get up there? Just now, the firefighters got the call. 2 women were trapped in the car by falling concrete blocks. One of them even lost consciousness. Huge rocks kept falling, and the car looked like it was about to fall too. The firefighters had to act fast to secure the car up high. They drove up to the roof, then checked on the driver's condition. To rescue the driver, the firefighter jumped onto the car. He first smashed the back window, then jumped into the car to pull the driver out. Just as they jumped out, the car fell completely from the building. Luckily, the fire truck quickly moved the cars below, which stopped a tragedy from happening. Both women were sent to the hospital. Thank you for watching till the end. Creating videos isn't easy. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give us a super thanks. We'll work hard to bring you more interesting videos.